Well, every day, it seems, we get more economic indicators confirming that we are in the midst of an economic boom. It's hitting on all cylinders. Today's good news concerns workers' benefits, which rose 3% in June from a year earlier. And yet, despite all the good economic news, a new study by the Club for Growth shows an enthusiasm gap that may cost Republicans control of one or maybe even both houses of Congress in November. Here now is David McIntosh, Club for Growth president. David, great to see you. So, got all this great economic news. Why aren't Republican voters more enthusiastic about it?
You know, and it comes down to the fact that particularly in the suburbs, a lot of Republican voters, they're not that happy with Trump's style, even though the results are good. And the
so
Democrats
they love the success of his economic policies, but they don't love him.
That's exactly it. And in the rural areas, they get it, that Trump's responsible for the change and we need to keep going. So the key for Republicans is to message to both groups, we're going to get things done. The perfect issue that shows up in our polling that works with undecided voters, works with the Republican base, is we're going to do another round of tax cuts that make permanent the middle-class tax cuts and help continue this economic growth. And then there's some other issues that show how radical the Democrats are.
Well, that's the other side. There's a positive way to do it, which is to say, you know, if Republicans hold on to the houses of Congress, we'll put in tax reform number 2. But there's also a negative. If Republicans lose control of one or both houses, that means that it's going to be impossible to have any kind of more free market economic policies like we've seen.
That's right, and it's likely to go the other way. And you see all sorts of radical other issues, like the eliminating ICE or sanctuary cities and protecting constitutional rights. Those work for Republicans when they stand up and point out the difference between what are amounting to very liberal, very radical, sometimes socialist Democratic opponents.
Well, it's right around the corner, even though it's 7 weeks away. 7 weeks away is not tomorrow. There is time for Republicans to get their act together. Will they, though? I mean, Republicans don't coalesce as easily as Democrats do, in my experience.
I think you're right, David. I think what we're seeing now in the Senate on the confirmation of Judge Kavanaugh will play a big role. If the Senate Republicans show they can coalesce, and it's shown that, you know, you've got a man here who has been smeared and attacked, or even that there are two different versions, but it's not really credible enough to stop him. If Republicans can coalesce and get the job done, then I think you're going to see Republican voters say, okay, we can keep them in power, they'll get the job done, and we can know that it's going to be a government that's sane. Right. If they don't, if they show they can't get anything done, then the Republicans, what our poll shows is the Republicans will stay home and the Democrats will come out because they're white hot and energized.
Finally, you know, one of the problems is one of the successes of the Trump economic policies. That is, people, when they're satisfied with the economy, it's not seen as a problem, and perhaps there's a complacency that cooks in until policies are changed, and then it's too late. We have to go through the whole process again.
One of the things Republicans need to learn to do is talk about things that matter to people and translate that and say, hey, they're going to take away your tax cuts, or they're going to stop the economic growth. The stock market will stop, and your 401k may go back to where it was when Obama was president.
By the way, very quickly, if Democrats do take over the House, what happens to the economy? What happens to the markets?
I think you see this growth that is being driven by the tax cuts start to dwindle. Once again, there'll be fear that the administration will put the pause on some of the lightening of regulations that have also driven growth. And I think the message then is the political factor in all of the economy is going to move in the wrong direction. And that, I think Republicans ought to capitalize on that and say, you want more growth, more jobs for your kids, better pay, keep us there.
David McIntosh, Club for Growth. Good to see you, David. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, David.